Hello fans, let's get to the news. The Raiders' loss in Week 2 made it clear that the team still has a lot of adjustments to make, and one of the most concerning points is precisely what should be basic: the connection between center and quarterback. During the matchup against the Los Angeles Chargers, Jordan Meredith's snap errors drew attention, as several plays were compromised, forcing Geno Smith to adapt amid the chaos. At crucial moments, the ball didn't arrive correctly, creating confusion in the pocket and hindering the team's offensive rhythm. This detail, which may seem simple, exposed a structural flaw that needs immediate resolution before the upcoming matchup against the Washington Commanders, as any similar slip-up could be costly in tight, decisive matches this season. Raiders coach Pete Carroll, when asked about the problem, downplayed the situation, explaining that the most obvious error occurred because Meredith rushed out of position, which caused the ball to hit him. According to Carroll, this is a technical error that can be corrected, as Geno Smith is experienced and knows how to handle this type of adjustment. Even so, the coach acknowledged that snaps need to be more precise and consistent, as this type of error cannot be repeated at the highest level of the NFL. Offensive coordinator Chip Kelly, however, emphasized that the main issue may have been communication, emphasizing that play execution is always crucial. He considered that specific error an isolated incident, but admitted that ball positioning during the snap is crucial and must always be aligned between the center and quarterback. Geno Smith, for his part, demonstrated leadership by avoiding direct criticism of Meredith. When asked about the issues, the quarterback stated that it didn't directly impact him, emphasizing that they are both working to correct the error. This attitude protects his teammate and maintains a climate of trust within the locker room, but it doesn't hide the obvious. The errors were real, had a direct impact on the offense, and cannot continue. After all, in a game where every detail matters, a poorly executed snap exchange can mean the loss of an entire drive, and in close matchups, it can decide wins or losses. The fact is, the Raiders have a critical problem on their hands and need to find a solution now, because if the basics don't work, the entire rest of the game plan is compromised. And now I want to hear from you, Raiders fans. Do you think this snapping problem between Jordan Meredith and Geno Smith is just a technicality that can be easily fixed? In my opinion, even though it's a basic error, it could completely compromise the offensive rhythm if it's not corrected now, because in the NFL every play counts and any slip-up can cost a victory. But I want to know what you think. Will the coaching staff fix this already for Week 3, or will we see this problem repeat itself? Leave your opinion here in the comments, and don't forget to like. The Las Vegas Raiders are facing a delicate situation regarding wide receiver Jakobi Meyers, who signed a 3-year, $33 million contract in 2023. Now entering the final year of his contract, Meyers made it clear during the offseason that he wanted an extension, but the team's management declined. The refusal prompted the player to request a trade, which ultimately fell through. Even so, the wideout remained professional throughout the process, never missing practice, and was available from the regular season opener, demonstrating commitment even amid the contract impasse. According to ESPN's Dan Graziano, Meyers is unlikely to be in the Raiders' plans for 2026, increasing the chances of a trade before the NFL trade deadline. On the field, the veteran has excelled, accumulating 165 receiving yards, which places him among the league's best so far. This further reinforces the market interest he would generate, as he is seen as an excellent number 2 wide receiver for any competitive offense, in addition to being recognized as having one of the safest hands in the NFL. Despite the logical scenario for a trade, since losing the player without receiving anything in return would be a strategic error, the Raiders' decision hinges on important variables. Coach Pete Carroll has made it clear that the 2025 season is not considered a rebuild, but rather a genuine attempt to compete. In this context, trading the team's best wide receiver would go against the grain and could weaken the offensive sector. Another issue is the development of rookie Jack Beck, who has yet to show consistency. In only a few offensive snaps, he has only 1 reception and does not inspire enough confidence to fill the gap left by Meyers. The dilemma lies precisely in whether to keep Meyers to support short-term ambitions or trade him for the future, as his continued presence in Las Vegas after his contract expires seems unlikely. If the Raiders choose to hold on to him until the end of the season, they risk losing him for free in 2026 free agency. But if they decide to trade now, they could receive important assets to accelerate the process of strengthening the franchise in the medium term. The big question is, which path will the board choose given this balance between present and future? Do you think the Raiders should trade Jakobi Meyers now, taking advantage of his market value, or should they hold on to the wide receiver until the end of the season to maintain their chances of competing in 2025? In my opinion, if the real intention is to compete for victories this year, it makes sense to hold on to the player, as he is a key player in the offense. But if the franchise is already thinking about the future, it would be smart to seek a trade before losing him for free in 2026. I want to know your thoughts on this dilemma. Keep or trade? Leave your opinion in the comments.